We are live. We are live, and people will start coming in, and it's right at the top of the hour. I wanted to be on a minute or two early, but we rebooted the computer due to some technical difficulties. And for those that are listening, nobody yet, but they will be. Oh, here we go. People are coming on now. Nice. We can see it.
How many we got?
James, we have no agenda. We're just going to talk about the first thing that comes to our minds. Why not? So let's see. We got comments. There we go. Banners. And Scotty Werner is here. Hello, Scotty.
Yes,
Scotty joining us direct from the Customer Amazement Summit, where we had thousands of people who, 100 people. Oh, did you hear that feedback?
That beeping is coming from me. Sorry. Just give it a second.
What are you microwaving something? Is it dinner time over there?
You know what? I forgot about it. It's because it's 6 p.m. here in beautiful England. That is actually my house alarm system that reboots every Monday at 6 p.m. and it beeps a couple of times. I'm usually not in the office, though. I'm usually down in the arms of my loving family. But Shep, you dragged me away from them to be here, and that's why we heard the beep.
And I appreciate you being here. So we've got Scott, CEO and a CSP, certified speaking professional, certified, what else? Customer service professional. What else can CSP stand for?
Surfer Patrol, certified surfer patrolman.
Surfer Patrol, yeah, for those on the beach. So hey, as people come in, I just want everybody to know how much you appreciate. And we got Jared Garson coming in from Ohio, my favorite college student, also happens to be related to me through marriage. He's my nephew. And I know, Jared, you're stuck for a couple of weeks in that room, but you're going to be just fine. Think of all the fun you're going to have on Zoom. So he's out there. We're just going to talk. And you know what? You never know who's going to show up because it looks like we got more and more guests are coming in. And you and I have no agenda. It's Customer Service Week. And I think we ought to talk about, what's your feeling for, I know it's Speaker Scott. I know that. I was just having fun. Hello, Dwayne. Good to see you, man. And let's talk about this. There it is, the Surfer Patrol. You knew that he was here.
I knew it.
Yeah, the Certified Surfer Patrol. Hey, what does Customer Service Week mean to you?
Well, I suppose it's a week where people pay a little bit more attention to customer service. I mean, arguably every week should be Customer Service Week.
Every week, every day. Yep.
But it's a good little time to bring everyone together, get them refocused, maybe bring people into the fold that aren't on board with customer service. Let everyone in the world see that your company is doing things around customer service, bring in new initiatives, do fun stuff like that. And yet you shouldn't need a week to have to do it, but we've got one.
Yeah, and it should be all the time. So do you know where Customer Service Week came from?
I actually don't. Please tell me the origin.
Let's give the history of Customer Service Week. Hey, Kathy, how you doing? So we got there.
Why is everyone saying hi to you and they're not saying hi to me?
How about hi to James?
Yeah, hello.
James Dodkins, the world famous rock star gone customer experience expert. And we got Ray West. Hey, how you doing, Ray?
Saying hi to you again.
Yeah.
I'm logging off. Bye, everyone.
No, don't go. Hey, and you know what? We never know who's going to show up today. We might have some surprise celebrity guests coming into the studio. And we got, hey, Miles.
Thanks, Miles.
You know Miles?
I do know Miles.
Really? Miles is cutting the cake there. And there's Cameron. So let's talk about where Customer Service Week came from. International Customer Service Week, as it was called, I believe, in 1984, which was an idea brought together by the International Customer Service Association, which has just recently, as in the last 3 to 6 months, been sold to PACE, P-A-C-E. Are you doing some speeches for PACE coming up?
Couldn't
or
couldn't
not?
I couldn't possibly comment.
Okay. All right. Hey, Paula. Good to see. And we got all kinds of great people coming in today. And there's Brian Dennis. Hey, good to see you. And he knows you. James, you the man. All right.
I am. Wait, correct. I am the man.
The
I'm
man.
glad you said that.
All right. All right. So this group gets together. They form Customer Service Week. I actually have floating around here. Let's see if this is it. Nope.
Are you leaving dead air time, mate? I thought
no, I thought I had it.
Radio, things like that. You're not allowed to leave dead air time.
This is it. This is it. Okay. I was given this in 1984. 1984 from the ICSA, International Customer Service Association. A customer is the most important person in our company. A customer deserves our most courteous and attentive treatment. A customer does not interrupt our work. He is our purpose. A customer brings up his needs. It's our job to fulfill them. A customer is part of the company. A customer does not depend on us. We depend on him. A customer is our business. This was given to me by my client at the time. It was Southwestern Bell, which merged into AT&T, and they were very, very excited about this new holiday, if you will, in October, first week of the month, Customer Service Week. And it was international back then. Then George Herbert Walker Bush, the first George Bush from the dynasty of the two Bushes being president, proclaimed as a national proclamation, National Customer Service Week for the same week, which is why some people call it international, some people call it national. But here is the most interesting thing. And Dwayne asked, is that org still around? It was just recently bought by PACE, P-A-C-E. I don't know whether they're going to keep the ICSA name or merge it with PACE. PACE stands for Professional Association, Service Experience. Something like, I don't know. We can look it up. I'll bet you that Jesslyn can do a real quick Google search and throw it in my comments. Jesslyn is on the line here. She can find that. But the original concept, hey, Scotty Tomlinson, good to see you, man. The original concept was not about taking a week to emphasize customers. It was emphasizing the employees who work with our customers, thanking them for the amazing work that they've done. So that's what Customer Service Week was originally about. By the way, I have no problem with us celebrating both the people who work to take care of our customers as well as our customers. I think it should be a celebration, and just simply not just like you said, it should be all year, but for celebratory. Professional Association of Customer Engagement.
I was close. I was closest. I win the points there.
Yes, yeah. And
do you know what I was doing in 1984?
I don't even think you were born yet.
Yes, I was not being in existence. That's what I was doing. So I wasn't even alive.
You were nothing but, were your parents together at the time?
I'm not sure, but they weren't for a long period after my birth. So that's a bit of a sore subject.
Yeah, we won't go there. But I do know that for the first 9 months of your embryonic life, you were ordering womb service.
Oh, for crying
Get
out
it?
loud.
Get it?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We get it, Shep.
Okay, I couldn't resist. Kathy says, I missed the history, had to take a call. It was a short history. 1983, it starts. 88, the proclamation. Here we are today, still decades later, celebrating Customer Service Week. So, James, if you had one idea that you'd like to share with everybody related to Customer Service Week, what would it be?
Well, sort of a macro idea, I guess, that if you treat your employees like rock stars, they will turn your customers into fans. So it comes down to what you were saying about not necessarily focusing on the customer service itself, but focusing on the people that deliver the customer service.
Right.
You, Shep, what would you say?
Well, before I go on what I would say, because I mean, you said it just really well. I want to expand on this. In your book, you have a book. Is it 101 ways? Well, tell me.
It's 136 ideas for rockstar employee engagement. Do you know why it's 136?
Because you didn't have 137?
there, that's pretty much that. I got bored. That's when I got bored because I wanted to do 90 to start with. I was like, 99, that's a good number. Then I was like, oh, I've got more than 99, so I can't do 100, can't do 101. I was like, I'll do 199. And then like 136, I was like, no, that's enough. That'll do. That's fine.
That'll do. That was good. But one of them is about writing fan mail, and a leader, an executive writing fan mail to the employee's family.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
I remember that one like it was yesterday. Like I read it.
This is, I mean, to be fair, out of the book, that is probably my number one favorite idea. So let me explain. And this doesn't have to be leadership. This could be anybody in a company. Literally any one of you watching this now could do this. I'm not talking about writing a letter to your customers. I'm not talking about writing a letter to your employees. I'm talking about writing a letter to your employees' family, explaining to the family what that person does in the organization, how proud you are that that person is representing the organization, how the work they do every day is improving the lives of thousands, if not millions of customers all over the world, helping that employee's family see how valuable they are to you. Now, little story about this. I was working with a company out in Italy and I suggested this to the CEO. The CEO to do this. It could be anyone. Anyone can do this. And I suggested to him to do this. And he said, you know what? Good idea. I am going to do it. And there's one person I'm thinking of. And there was a particular woman he was thinking of. And she was working on this project. Lots of travel, long hours, a lot of time away from her family. And he decided to write this letter home to her family, explaining that she'd been working so hard. The project she was working on was going to improve the lives of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. How proud they were as a company of her, that she was out there representing them internationally. And when I found out that he had sent this letter, I went to him. I said, dude, what happened? What did she say? And he looked at me and he said, James, she said nothing. And I was like, what? He said nothing. She said nothing about the letter. He's like, yeah, she didn't say anything back to me at all. And I was like, well, give it time. But in my head, I'm thinking, okay, that I didn't quite hit the mark. And then a couple of weeks later, I got back together with him. I said, did you hear anything from that woman? He said, interestingly, there's a story. The CEO had a meeting with her manager not long afterwards, and the manager had brought it up. Apparently, what had happened was when this lady had got home after a trip, her family were there waiting for her. All together, they had the letter and they read it out together. They all cried, apparently. They got the letter framed and put on the wall. And this woman said it was like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and a birthday had all come at once. She was so overwhelmed with that letter, so speechless, that she couldn't bring herself to say anything to the CEO. That one simple letter completely changed the way that woman looked at not just her work, and changed the way how her family looked at her. So super powerful. Look, if you do this, do I think you're going to get as powerful a story as that? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. But it's a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do. It's great. It's great. I just want to throw this comment up here. Adam Silverstone, here for the jokes. Adam, is that your prom picture? All right, enough of that. So, hey, you're not going to believe this. We have a celebrity guest surprise for you.
Hey, what's up, James?
My buddy Dan Gingiss. Dan, oh man, it's good to see you. We got to throw
from another mother. How you doing?
Dan's name on there. So we're going to change that. We're going to add you to everybody. For those that don't know it, the famous Dan Gingiss. We've got Dan, we've got James, we've got Shep. We've got three guys here totally focused on customer service and experience. Good to see you, Dan. And I like, what is this?
It's copying me.
Yeah. This is definitely this is a keeper. I went with your hairstyle, Shep, and James's facial hairstyle.
Yeah.
So try to be even to everybody.
Wow, it looks good. It looks good. So, what does Customer Service Week mean to you, Dan?
I love that we dedicate an entire week to customer service. Obviously, I think the three of us believe we should be dedicating every day to customer service, but it's great that it gets called out and that we can highlight some amazing examples. There are so many companies that are doing it really well, which is awesome. And if you're not doing it really well, come on, like it's past time, and you haven't been doing enough listening to me and Shep and James over the years, because this is something that's required to stay in business today, because customers expect it.
Yep. So, question for you. I'm going to throw this. By the way, I'm telling all the people that are listening, we did not prepare anything. We are just hanging out and talking about customer service. Your personal favorite. We'll start with Dan, and then we'll go to James. Your personal favorite company, personally, to do business with, not just a company that you talk about, but who do you love for the service? Could be a local company we've never heard of, or it could be somebody as big as Amazon if you love them that much.
Well, I do love Amazon, and I've been a long-time Prime member, but that's too obvious of an answer. So I'm going to give you Imperfect Produce, which actually just, I think, renamed itself to Imperfect Foods. It's a startup out of San Francisco that basically gets fruit and vegetables from farms that would otherwise go into the landfill because they don't look as pretty as all the other fruit and vegetables that you find at the grocery store. So the stores won't buy them. They're perfectly edible, though. And the experience of being a customer of Imperfect Foods is amazing. Every week I get to go on and pick exactly what I want in my box. So if you don't like beets, you'll never see beets. If you love beets, you can see them every week. But it's not what they tell you has to be in the box. Is exactly what you want. And I've had a couple of occasions where I've had to contact them for customer service. Immediately responsive. They take care of it. They issue a refund if necessary. And so they really seem to value my being a customer. And one of the other things I love, and I talk about this in my book, is that they're very immersive in the experience. So they really help you to want to stay being a customer, much like Amazon does with Prime. So they track my individual contribution to the pounds of produce that I've saved from the landfill, the water and the CO2 that I've saved farmers by not having to replant as often. And as I see those numbers go up, and I'm coming up on 1,000 pounds, Shep, 1,000 pounds of produce that I myself have saved from the landfill, it gets me wanting to stay being a customer. So I love the gamification of it as well.
Oh, that's fun. It makes you not want to waste. It makes you want to eat more. So,
but good stuff, fruits and vegetables. So those are okay.
Right. Well, I like broccoli. Unlike George Bush, who we talked about a few minutes ago, he did not like broccoli. James, your favorite company of all time to do business with?
Well, first of all, how do you know that he didn't like broccoli? Is that like a well-known thing in America?
Yeah, it's something he said during his presidential race. He goes, "They serve me broccoli. I don't like broccoli." How did they?
Fair enough. Well, I was going to say Amazon, but then Dan was all like, "Oh, I'm not going to choose Amazon because that's just too obvious." All right, thanks, Dan.
Amazon is great. What are you talking about?
I'm not going to talk about Amazon. How basic is that now? I feel like right. I'm going to talk about a company that I don't actually hear spoken about very often when it comes to customer experience. Now, this is a bit of a weird one for me because a lot of people ask, "Hey, James, are there any really good customer experience or really good customer service companies that exist that we've never heard of?" And I'm like, well, no, but that's the point. The ones that are good, you tend to have heard of, and they tend to become big, successful companies because they're really good at that. But here's one that a lot of people don't really talk about when it comes to customer service and customer experience, and it is a company called Vanguard. Have you heard of Vanguard?
The financial company?
Yeah. And so for me, everything about that company, from the mission all the way down to the implementation of their experiences, their processes, and their service, is super customer focused. So John C. Bogle, back in the day, founded Vanguard to help everyday people invest without ridiculous charges from fund managers or other people that like taking your money. So they operate on a model where they literally only charge you what it takes to keep the lights on. And still, with that, they managed to give really great experiences, really good services. And the crazy thing about them is they don't have an app, right? So there's no app.
Probably one of the few that don't have an app.
But there's a reason for that. The whole idea behind Vanguard and the creation of index funds and investing is that you leave your money in there for a really, really long time. Now, if you're there on your app every day, you go, oh, it's gone up by 0.3%. Oh no, it's gone down by 0. It's sell. It's been designed with the customer's needs at mind, even though we might come along and say, Vanguard, we want an app. They know that that's not actually what's good for you. And what that falls into is not giving customers what they want, giving them what they need. And for me, that's one of the most customer-centric things you can do, making those decisions in business that might at first seem unpopular, but in the long run are much better for your customers. So there you go, Vanguard.
Vanguard. I like Vanguard. Yep. I like it. Who do I like here? Gosh, there's so many great companies. You know, I think I'm going to go with, I wrote an entire book about them, Ace Hardware. Because I go to an Ace Hardware store and they know exactly what I need to do my project, to save me money, to make it quicker, to make it faster, to make sure I don't have to come back to the store for the same project because I walk out with everything I need. And they pride themselves on what they call helpful service. Helpful. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, hey, let's talk. I know we're just going to spend like a half an hour today hanging out, and we're going to come back again on Wednesday, James, you and I. Maybe we'll get Dan to sneak back in for a few minutes, but let's talk about what you're working on. You got a new book? Got anything going on? Either one of you guys? Oh, I think I know the answer.
Go ahead, James.
Am I going for? Well, I mean, I'm supposed to be writing a new book. Literally, Dan, from our last conversation, last time we spoke, from then forward, I was like, right, I need to write a new book. So far, I've got like half a title.
Yeah. What is it? The first half?
Yeah, it's like the main title.
The first word, the?
It's there's more words than that. It's 3 words. I've got 3 words down, and that's Rockstar Customer Experience, which obviously didn't take very much thought or inspiration, because of course that's my whole thing. But yeah, so I mean, that's like a long-term thing I'm working on. Other than the virtual keynotes and the online training, that's what I'm doing right now, trying to make virtual events unboring, because I don't know about you, a lot of these virtual events are extremely boring. So I'm working.
And, I love how you got your guitars there, so you can see I've got my guitars back here because I wanted to be like you, but you don't have boxing gloves, because we like to knock out the competition with great service.
That's good. I actually used to box. I'm awful at it. I'm too slow.
Yeah.
I just get punched. I'm really good at being punched in the face.
James, this explains a lot. This explains a lot about you now. I thank you. You've clarified.
You're a little punchy, you're a little slow. We get it now. We get it. How about you, Dan Gingiss? What are you working on?
I'm a little bit farther ahead of you, James, just by a bit. I actually have the completed manuscript. So I'm very excited, scheduling for an April publication of the Experience Maker. Goes through all of the stuff that I talk about on stage in my keynotes and how to create remarkable experiences. And then second half of the book gets into implementation and what you actually have to do within your company. As you guys know, I spent a lot of time in corporate America slogging through red tape and people standing in my way. And so I wanted to share all the secrets of actually getting something done in a company, because, the theory is great and it's inspirational and it gets people to go back to their office and think differently. But man, it is so frustrating when you go back and then the lawyers tell you no, or your boss isn't interested or what have you. So I try to cover on both of those. But I've been doing virtual stuff as well. Doing some really exciting programming with some clients. It's more, I think, serial in nature, definitely doing some events and doing some coaching as well. So I, as much as I miss being out on the road, I don't mind the staying at home thing. It's comfortable. I'm not even going to tell you whether I'm wearing pants right now, because I don't have to tell you, which is great. And so we'll keep trucking on, and hopefully we'll all be back in the same room sometime soon.
Yeah. Hey, is your hobby calligraphy?
Mine.
I received this really cool thank you note from you. This is the coolest thank you note. This
Is another company that I love called Punk Post, and Punk Post. You go to their app or to their website, and you tell them who you want to send a card to, and they have a professional artist design it. And every card is different. Every card is unique. And you're doing, Shep, what a lot of people do when they get a Punk Post, which is you're sharing it. And I always ask people, when's the last time someone shared a thank you email that you sent?
Right.
It might be a nice gesture, but this goes another step. So glad you enjoyed it, and we appreciate you being a great help to us.
I love Punk Post. I may have to write an article about Punk Post.
I've written a few, but go ahead.
What's that?
I've written a few of them.
Maybe I haven't read all of yours, but
maybe Shep, you can take Dan's articles and condense them into one article, and then you've got to do less work.
I like that idea. And then if I just grow a little facial hair and I write Dan Gingiss at the bottom of the article, they won't know the difference between us.
Maybe. Have you ever had a beard, Shep?
I've never had a beard, but I do let it go a little shaggy for like a week or two if I'm on vacation, and I know I'm not going to get in front of a camera for a while.
I think
this is
always
what everybody expects.
I have never seen a single hair on your head or face ever since I've known you.
I got to shave.
So I don't know if I believe that answer, Shep.
You know what? You got to see me on a Monday morning before I shave, because usually on Friday. So this is the difference between how long has that taken you, Dan, to grow?
This?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've kind of had it. I've had it since COVID started. So
yeah.
I just trim it.
That's COVID. So you've had that now for 9 months, say 7 months, 7 months.
Ish. Yeah.
Okay. Here's what happens on Monday. I look like you.
Come on.
On Friday, by Monday, I look like you. Okay. Maybe it's a week from Monday.
I still want to see a picture. I literally, Shep, you are, if I could achieve the cue ball that you have up there, I would do it. But it's like, I got to shave so often to get there. And you're just, it's always natural. So I don't know.
Can you wax your head?
So I was only, I shave maybe every other day or so. Because then I get like one little hair pops out, and and my wife goes, "You've got a hair popping out of your head." I said, "That's a radar." That's right. But it does once in a while. And what I'm looking forward to getting back on an airplane, because for some reason, as flight attendants walk by, they rub my head. And I got to tell you something, that feels good.
It's making me a little uncomfortable, but okay.
Flight attendants rub your head.
They do not.
Either one of you guys. They don't do it. They don't.
Yeah, but you're like a super diamond platinum member of every airline in the world, aren't you?
Yeah, not after this year.
Are they not going to roll those over? You would.
Yeah, they're going to roll it over
back into the customer service, customer experience space. They likely to roll those points over and keep the tiers for people.
Yep. They're trying to do that. So let's kind of wrap this thing up. Here's what we're going to do. Wednesday, you and I are coming back on, James. Same time, same bat channel. Dan, if you want to join us and sneak in here, just let us know. We'll send you an invite. You're welcome to pop in for 5 minutes or the whole time. We may have another guest celebrity join us. You never know. And here's what I want everybody who's here to think about. And actually, James, we're coming to this, and I said we're going to be walking the tightrope without a net. I don't want to have an agenda, but I do want our people who are listening, if they want to come back and join us, what are your favorite questions? Let's answer some questions. I'm going to look for a few questions between now and Wednesday. People are always sending me questions, and I'm always answering them. I'll bring them. James, I want you to answer them. Dan, if you're here, you can answer one or two or all of them.
Or just laugh at me struggling.
Yeah. And you know what? What would it take, James, for us to get you to take one of those guitars off the wall and play for us? Not today, but there's an incentive for people to come back next time.
Gonna need to get some practice in, but yeah, maybe I'll. If there's some really good thought-provoking questions, I'll. You've got to do it as well.
All right, I may. That's fine. But here's why don't you I want you, when somebody asks you a question, I want you to answer in song. There's people that can do that. If you're really good.
You know, I'm not one of them. We have met before. You do. My talent is very limited, and I drain it for all it's worth. No, you're setting me up to fail there, man.
No, not at all. We'll make it work.
Actually, maybe we should just ask for the questions to be in the form of song. Yeah. Like, tell me all your thoughts on God. Right? That's an easy one.
Is that even a song?
Tell me all your thoughts on customer service. And there's Fritz Lauer. All right. Oh, here you go. He's got a great question. Coming to us from Boston. What is the most customer experience friendly guitar riff? And how does it sound? You can hum it, James.
I don't know. What sort of a question? let me think.
You got to be better in this impromptu, like radio talk show stuff.
All right. Let me think. Just give me a second.
How about Pterodactyl Beaver?
See, that's Beyonce. It's not really.
No,
I don't think there's a guitar in that song.
Where you put like 3 notes up there, and we immediately identify the notes, and then you tell us what band stole it from what rock star.
Yeah, that's good. I'm actually trying to think of a proper answer to this though. Like the most customer experience friendly riff. I guess it's probably going to, I don't exactly know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something super simple, like a really easy riff, because what it means is that when you're like a 13-year-old kid and you get your first guitar, you learn that yourself and then you feel part of it. You play along to the song. So maybe something like Crazy Train by Black Sabbath or Painkiller by Judas Priest.
Tequila. It doesn't get much more friendly than that.
Yeah, I was trying to make it a little bit more metal, but okay. The Tequila song. That's our answer. The Tequila song. Thanks, Fritz, for that question that made me sweat.
So here's the goal, James. On Wednesday, when we're back together, you're going to take down one of those guitars and you're going to play Tequila heavy metal.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I won't have any distortion or anything, but I'll try.
All right. And we're going to talk about customer service. We're going to talk about customer experience. We're going to talk about what people are doing on Customer Service Week. So much to talk about. And let's wrap it all up. Dan, thanks for being here, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Happy Customer Service Week to you both. May you enjoy wonderful customer experience, or at least be able to write about it.
Yes. And James, you're a rock star. You're coming back on Wednesday. Have I scared you away?
No, not at all. You enticed me closer, if anything, with that head rubbing thing.
Yep. All right, everybody who's tuning in here. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back here on Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern. Don't go away, Dan. Don't go away, James. You hold off in the green room, so to speak. But Wednesday, 1 o'clock Eastern, noon Central, 10 o'clock West Coast time. And if you're in other parts of the world, as I know some of you are, you're going to have to figure out the time zone change. But it is 1 o'clock Eastern. We'll be back Wednesday celebrating. Celebrating Customer Service Week. Thanks for all your help you gave. Thank you all. Thanks everybody for being here. And we will see you on Wednesday. Bye for now.